Since you mentioned learning and where you started like 15 years back, do you think the amount of data that was available on the internet when it came to working out, did you find it useful? Because at least when I search on Google, everything revolves around men.
Oh my goodness.
Men's fitness, men's this, intermittent fasting, everything dedicated to men. But if you want to look for information that is catering to women, there's hardly any. So did you find out information by trial and experiment? And did you try something that was available on the internet and it didn't work out? What was your experience?
So it's so true, because even, the fitness industry was, based around the male audience, right? Like it was more targeted toward males. And then as time progressed, then you saw a little bit more. Now, especially today, is really pressed up on females, and especially if they're in a different age category, specifically the older, I would say more mature, not even older, but mature age groups are looking into getting into fitness and strength training and all that. So now I find there is actually more out on the internet. Before, I can relate with you, it was a little bit harder to find information. Now more is coming out. So there are more studies, more happening, right? There's more up-to-date information, which is fantastic. So I think now it's opening up a little bit more, right, towards finding the information. So I have found things myself, like even with experiencing on how to do macronutrients for weight loss or for muscle building for both males and females, right? So that was really good. So things that are a little more specific from individual to individual to attain or achieve their goals. So I found the internet very helpful, actually. There might be a few things that people kind of, judge and to see if, okay, how true is that? So I would recommend you doing your research and going a little more into it.
Before actually trying anything on the internet.
Yeah, and of course, consulting with your doctor, your naturopath, right? Or your dietitian, depending on what route you want to take, right? So that's what be my outtake on it. Yeah.
Especially when it comes to working out, there was a myth that women shouldn't work out because if they do, they're going to build muscle, which is not true. And it's been proven.
Bulking, right? So they think they're going to be bulky. Yes.
And on the contrary, I also feel that women shouldn't work out like men because their bodies are completely different.
Yeah.
So, according to you, what kind of workout should a woman be doing if she has to gain muscle? What's the women's workout?
Well, women's workout, because believe it or not, if you look at a lot of scientific studies, men, we know, naturally have more testosterone, right? Women don't have nearly as much testosterone. So in order to build that testosterone we have to do weight training, we have to do strength training. And it's not all about going into the gym and lifting heavy. Obviously, you have to start with lighter weights, conditioning the muscle, because even just having lighter weights but increasing your time under tension, we call it, can still strengthen the muscles and the bones.
What is time under tension?
So time under tension, great question, because a lot of people, let's say if you're doing home workouts, even in the gym, for instance, I teach fitness classes, right, in the studios, and we time our intervals instead of counting reps.
Really?
So so we're saying, okay, let's do one muscle group. For we're gonna pick squats, for instance, and we're gonna do it to this one track or this song. We're gonna stay in a squat position for 1 to 2 minutes.
That burns.
So that burns, right? Yeah. So again, increasing your time under tension with resistance. And again, it doesn't have to be as heavy if you're going to be doing obviously longer repetitions, right? Is all about maintaining the form and the function of it. And that's where diet comes into place with it as well. So if your diet is not the greatest, you're not going to see the results that you want, right? So nutrition, how you fuel your body is going to help a lot, because a lot of people think, females in general have this genre where they're like, this stereotype where they think, I'm going to lift like you were just mentioning, and I'm going to feel bulky and heavy. And it's not true. It's more about setting yourself up with a good fitness routine and obviously eating healthy along with it, right? It's got to go with nutrition. A lot of people say it's like 80% nutrition and then the rest is working out. It could be a balance between both, right? Really, it's about eating healthy, staying fit, right? And feeling good, not just only looking good, right? So, but yeah, the time under tension thing is a great way for women to train if they're not looking to lift very heavy and they feel like they're going to bulk, or maybe some women feel naturally they build more upper body than they do lower body. So genetics plays a small part, but also in how you eat, how you train can definitely alter the way you look in a positive way, right? If you do it right. So, yeah.
What I'm taking away from this is that women should definitely lift weight, and especially as they grow, as they age, in order to retain the amount of muscle that they have, because they have lower testosterone compared to men.
Yes, and then the testosterone that's the the metabolism boosting source that we need, because then you are going to burn fat more efficiently, right? Even at rest, your muscle does the work when you're resting, when you're not doing anything, right? We all go back to science, like a pound of muscle takes less space, but it burns like, 20 to 30 calories a day or whatever it is. And then a fat only burns like 2 calories a day, and it's like double the space it's taking. So, pound for a pound makes a huge difference.
It does. I saw a photo of 1 pound of muscle versus 1 pound of fat.
Oh, yes.
Muscle is this much.
Oh, yes.
And 1 pound of fat is like this. I was like, wow.
Right? It's like a stick of butter to like a little ball of meat, like it's crazy. So that's a great question, because it's really important for women and men, but women mainly too, to be knowledgeable about lifting before they get into it. And it doesn't mean they have to just go to the free weight area. Like, there are workouts that have really revamped, like Pilates, mat Pilates versus former Pilates. So reformer will teach them a lot better form, really teach the muscles how to target if they're not firing up. So there's many ways that you can include resistance training, even though it's not, lifting heavy weights. So again, the time under tension, right? You're on a reformer, a Pilates reformer, and you're using that time under tension. You're using the bands, the resistance of your stance, right? So that's something I would really recommend to women that are just afraid to jump into the weights. They can maybe try something like that first.
So,
right?
I believe that resistance training can also be done at home. So time under tension is a kind of a workout that they don't need to specifically go to hit the gym, but that can be incorporated at home as well, which is beautiful, because nowadays where everybody is hustling and bustling, they do not have time to hit the gym always. And that's where resistance bands come in handy.
Oh, big time, right? Resistant bands, stability balls, Bosu balls, so even adding the stability for the core.
I tried that in one of your classes. I was like, oh wow, that
stability
is
class.
hard.
Yeah, I know, that was a tough one. Yes, but anything that involves stability and coordination, right, it challenges everybody, even the top athletes. So it's nice to get all levels of fitness in those type of workouts, because it improves everybody, right?
And one thing I realized in one of the classes, so just to give everybody an overview, I was in one of a class which was called Extreme HIIT. And it was all about like sprinting, then jogging, then stability.
The hit.
Yes,
yeah.
and some core exercises. And I've been working out for 15 years, but it's mostly around weightlifting. And when I tried her class, I was exhausted in 45. I could not continue.
Oh, yes.
That was intense.
Oh, because it's full body. Anything that involves core as well, right? Because that's the most challenging. And I find the stronger your core is, the more you're going to be able to lift, even if it's your own body weight. Your form is going to be better, everything. So and again, the stronger your core is, the more you burn at rest. So just like having that lean mass up and that body fat dropping down, right? So that's the whole thing that we want to focus on, right?
So engaging the core during every exercise.
Oh, yes.
Even that requires certain amount of mind-muscle connection, I've realized.
Mind and muscle
It's not just doing the abs that's going to build those blocks and tighten the core. But even while doing a general exercise, you breathe in, you strengthen it, you focus on it. That kind of builds that.
Exactly.
It gives you.
Yes.
I've also realized the entire power comes from your core.
Oh, big time, big time. Because if it's not the primary muscle you're working, it's always a secondary, really, right? So, and it's engaging, right? Those pelvic floor muscles. There's about I'm not gonna name them all, but 9 muscles in the core that we tend to target. And that's, it's quite a bit. And that's also including the pelvic area, right? And your back. So a lot of core muscles that we engage, right?
Okay. So now continuing on the workout itself, we mentioned